I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Y'all, this is call and response, African American style. So that means when I call out, you call back. This poem is for my grandmother who died 5.5 years ago, and she was 109 years old. Today, yes, praise the Lord. Today, we are honoring our ancestors from these 7 sacred families. Hush, I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do?
By the sweat of our brows, and our focus, of course, is on the 7 sacred families. And if you don't know what that terminology means, if you weren't able to meet these wonderful people, historic Brattonsville in the 1840s was a 6,000-acre plantation with over 139 slaves. After the Civil War, when they became free, they picked 7 different surnames, with Bratton being one of them. And the names that they took were Bratton, Lowry, Crawford, Thompson, Smith, Moore, Feaster, or Feemster. And those 7 names we refer to as the 7 sacred families. So up here we have representatives of these families, and what we have for you all today, we are going to do the calling of the names, which is Harriet Bratton's 1865 Freedmen's List. So you're going to have descendants that are going to be calling their ancestors' names in honor of their work and what they've done. Then we also have the privilege of having Glynis Redmond, who is a poet. She's nationally known. She's going to be sharing her work. And we also have the Stars of Zion Choir that's going to bless us with their music. The Brattons first settled here in the 1780s, Revolutionary War time, where they only had 11 slaves. That was Colonel Bratton and Martha. They have 8 children. When one of their sons grows up, becomes Dr. John Bratton, he builds the home across the street, which we refer to as the homestead, which is a large white plantation home. And just within one generation, you go from 11 slaves to 139. So he acquired a lot of slaves and a lot of wealth at this time. So we depict 1780s and 1840s.
Staring into Katie Latimer's eyes, I go straight into heaven. Rest in a blueness not here on earth. With her, I feel a certain mercy I have never known. She who grew hollyhocks, hydrangeas, and hibiscus and drew every stray cat in the county. She who, when not picking cotton, grew vegetables in a yard and fished in her spare time. She, Rachel's daughter, her mother, born a slave, bore 16 children. She, in those desperate danger times, had aspirations beyond the 3rd grade, but she never made it to that one-room schoolhouse. Her knowledge was of another understanding, a candle lit by the Almighty. When I'm wise, I sit there and study her blue flame, how she smoked her Winston 100s, and held a little and let the ash go until it fell like withered dreams beneath her feet, how she drank her Coca-Cola like medicine, loved her potato sweet, made me through my mother, through and through until I am what I am. This is why I have a penchant for all things old. I am not particular about the new. It is why I gave birth to 2 incredibly old women. I call them the Delaney sisters. It is their spirit, not their age. I'm not calling my mother's mother a saint, but is there anybody living who would want to walk in Katie Latimer's shoes? She deserves the glory of these words. and any respite they might bring. Her jet black ambition tied to her hands, her running feet running through cane fields, cotton fields, always somebody else's sharecrop land. She deserves to run, to fight, to battle no more, lay it all down by the riverside, but she's in a nursing home with the rage burning bright. I know, because sometimes she won't let no white hand touch her. But when I leave there, she whispers in my ear, loves everybody, child. No matter how black, how blue, how brown, how white, loves everybody. For in those times she was running water, clearing, cleaning that ingrown South. A revolution never happened, not even now. She was and is the point of my inspiration, showing me the revolution isn't staying alive. I am not sure what happened to her. 109 years of living in the South, I only know she's closer to God than anyone I have ever known. Imagine lasting heartache after heartache. How lasted the death of almost everyone. Imagine lasting 109 years and having no monuments erected in your name. The only thing resurrected daily was the struggle and the fight. What are we going to say to that woman? We're going to look around and pretend she's not there? What are we going to say? What are we going to do? If we want to be well, we sit down and we listen with more than our ears. Hush, I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, I said, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, what shall I do? Listen.
Here in the 1840s at historic Brattonsville, this was a 6,000-acre plantation with over 139 slaves. The way that the Brattons made their money was by cotton, so they had a large portion of their slaves were field slaves working out in the cotton fields, and they would have operated under Elijah Clark, who was the overseer at that time. The Brattons were very, very wealthy in this area, and also what made them wealthy too, not the cotton that they grew, but also this is the only place in the area that has a working gin. So there were other cotton planters, but they still had to bring their cotton here to get it ginned as well. So that was another way that the Brattons made money.
Oh, God told Noah, God told Noah, told him to build, just to build an ark, 30 cubit high, 30 cubit high, 50 cubit wide, 50 cubit wide. Oh, it's gonna rain, y'all. It's gonna rain. Gonna rain for 40 days. 40 days, 40 nights. And I want it to stand. Stand the test of time. Stand the test of time. I'm gonna say it one more time. Oh, God told Noah, yeah. God told Noah. Told him to build. Just to build an ark. 30 cubit high. 30 cubit high. 50 cubit wide. 50 cubit wide. Oh, it's gonna rain, yeah. It's gonna rain. Gonna rain for 40 days. 40 days, 40 nights. And I want it to stand. Stand the test of time. Stand the test of time.